Mommy Capricorn, Daddy Capricorn, I'm back, my cutie patootie. Why you looking so yummy? Welcome to the Renaissance Tarot, to your funny and your most favorite Armenian guy, where I serve and I slay. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. And now, dear Capricorn, we're gonna get into your reading from August 11 to the 17th. And in this reading, we're gonna take a look at your past, present, and future. We're gonna clarify all the cards and get some final advice. Now, Capricorn, I'll tell you more about the birthday. My instructor that I did a skydiving with, he was actually a Capricorn. He was so amazing, so professional, outstanding, but I'll talk about that at the end. Now, Capricorn, my cutie patootie, these are gonna be general readings, so they may resonate with you and they may not. If they do resonate with you, then kudos to you. My cutie patootie looking all this, so yummy. So, got a new haircut, feeling fresh, hooray. So Capricorn, let's get into your reading. You got the Lovers coming up on top of your reading. That's telling me something. Now, Capricorn, your challenge for the upcoming week is the Nine of Pentacles. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Hermit, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. So Capricorn, your challenge here has to do a lot with this sense of fulfillment, independence, okay? I do strongly feel like here, what you don't see coming here is, sorry, there's a confirmation birthday just came in. But what you don't see coming, Capricorn, is this sense of balance in love, in career, in finances. Like that is something that you have been really wanting to bring into balance for yourself. For many of you, you might be getting into a relationship if you're not already. I feel like that what you are trying to really do for yourself is to have a lot of self-reflection and free yourself from something. We're gonna find out to see what this is about. Now, in the recent past, Capricorn, you have the Death card, the Knight of Swords, and the Four of Swords. In the recent past, something ended very abruptly, okay? Somebody here left you. There was a very sudden, abrupt ending that happened between you and another person. And I think that what this ultimately led to, dear Capricorn, is this sense of healing with the Four of Swords. You might have just kind of been isolating, doing a lot of work within yourself and started healing, your heart, right? It was a very painful situation. Somebody was a runner, okay? Somebody was an avoidant person that you were dealing with. We're going to clarify this shortly. Now, in the present moment, you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, and the Eight of Wands. In the present moment, there is actually a very beautiful beginning that's going to open up for yourself. You have the Lovers here, the Wheel of Fortune. There is communication that's going to be headed towards your way, okay? Eight of Wands, somebody here wants to communicate to you, with you about love, and we're going to find out to see what this communication is about. Now, in the near future, you have the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Hierophant. There is commitment here, but there is also a decision. Do you want to commit yourself to somebody, or you want to walk away? There is a love offer that's going to be headed towards your way, possibly a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm seeing here Taurus, most possibly Gemini, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, okay? So there is a decision to make. You're either going to walk away from this connection or this person is going to walk away from you. There is a big, big question about commitment that you're going to have to look into, okay? Now, what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have been doing a lot of spiritual work within yourself, contemplation. Maybe you have been getting into meditation. There is something here that you are trying to see the truth and free yourself from. This has to do a lot with some sort of a trauma. I feel like some sort of a ending or a childhood trauma that must have happened in your life that still affects you on day-to-day basis, okay? Maybe a relationship ended very painfully and has been affecting you. And that is something that you are uncovering for yourself, okay? So, dear Capricorn, let's get into your reading and get some clarification. So, Capricorn, in this reading, I'm going to clarify your challenge, which is the Nine of Pentacles. So, let's talk about the Nine of Pentacles. By the way, I came from Hawaii to Las Vegas, and there was wildfires going on. It's crazy. It's literally like it's just so foggy out there. It's insane. Like, can we just like take care of our planet Earth? Volcanoes erupting, seismic activities going on. What's going on in this Leo season? And it's Mercury retrograde. So your challenge here is clarified. Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Moon. Okay. And then you have the Sun at the bottom of the deck. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put my middle finger. The Sun at the bottom of the deck. I was meaning to cover the naked little baby. Okay, so here's the thing. Two stories. Capricorn. I'm gonna serve this reading real good. So for some of you Capricorns, like I said, there is something about balance, right? Story number one, this has to do with work. Story number two has to do about relationship. Let me talk about work right now, because I know as a Capricorn, work comes first, right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. So there is definitely an energy of you not feeling satisfied of where you are at. You might be looking into a different opportunity. I feel like you have this sense of deep disappointment in terms of money and finances. It doesn't cut it. You know what I'm saying? Like you are definitely putting in a lot of work and a lot of effort into career. And in return, I feel like you don't see any movement. You don't see your finances increasing, and recently you have been getting quite some sort of anxiety in terms of that. Now, this is a love reading, so let's focus on to that. For many of you, I do strongly feel like here that there is a sense of, like I said, balance that you're wanting to bring into it. Nine of Pentacles is a very beautiful energy, and I think that this is what you are really wanting to fight for. When it comes to love, relationship, and commitment, you're wanting to make sure that whoever you're connecting or maybe reconnecting with, there's going to be an equal give and take exchange energy, okay? You want to make sure that there is no third party. You want to make sure that this person is not involved with anyone else. That is something that you have been having on your mind a lot. Even if it comes down to you connecting with this person, right, which could be a Leo, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Virgo also. You definitely want to make sure that there is no third parties. That's something that you have been having maybe dreams about, your subconscious mind. The moon talks about your subconscious mind, has been telling you. You might have been having a little bit of anxiety. What if this person comes back into my life, or I reconnect with this person? You know, are they single? You seem to be single right now. Okay, I feel like for many of you, there is this solitude. There is this major focus on career, money, pentacles, right? And you are kind of disappointed at how things have turned out between you and another person. And this is something that keeps coming back into your mind, into your dreams quite often. Okay, so your challenge here has to do a lot with bringing yourself into recalibration and balancing your emotions and your feelings, because I see here, Capricorn, you're getting a lot of anxiety. We just saw the sun and the moon is here. Your subconscious and your conscious mind. There was a lot of thinking going on within you about this specific person. Now, in the recent past, things ended very abruptly and very painfully. You have the Nine of Cups here, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Okay, so the person that you were dealing with, I do strongly feel like here this person was very closed off, very selfish, focused on themselves, focused on their happiness. Okay, there is history between you and this person. I feel like that you were very much open to offering love to this person with the Page of Cups. But there is this energy of somebody being very closed off. Maybe this person was overindulging themselves into different activities. It doesn't necessarily have to be harmful. They could be into drinking. I don't know, possibly. I mean, that's not helpful, definitely. But I feel like that for many of you Capricorn, you know, this person might have ended things very abruptly, okay, and run away from you. So let's clarify the Nine of Swords in the recent past. This person might have run away from some sort of a confrontation or having a conversation with you. See how this person is running away? So the Nine of Swords is clarified by the Eight of Wands. Yeah, they ran away from a conversation. Eight of Wands is about conversation. Let's have a talk. Okay, clarified by that. The Star and the Ten of Swords. So you, Capricorn, had a lot of hopes with this person. With the Star card here, you were hoping that things were going to work out between you and this individual. Unfortunately, things ended very painfully. Okay, as you can see, there is the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the lack of communication, the lack of ownership and responsibility from this person's end made you feel betrayed, just as you can see with the Ten of Swords, and let down, okay? And for many of you, this caused you to say, you know what, I don't want to go into the dating scene. I'm just tired of investing myself into relationships, because as a Capricorn, as an earth sign, you don't bullshit around, okay? You get committed and you give all of yourself into a relationship. So Four of Swords here in the recent past, there was a lot of pain. You started actually healing your heart. You had a lot of moments, Capricorn, silent moments within you that you didn't tell anybody. You just went through all of that between you. Seven of Cups, Two of Pentacles, and the Chariot. For some of you, you were still thinking about, if there is going to be any possibility of going back to this person. You were kind of like also juggling between different options, different opinions. You were trying to really weigh it down, the pros and cons of this connection, this relationship, maybe a relationship, I don't know. But definitely, some of you might have even thought about moving on, like completely like relocating, moving to a different location, okay? So there was a decision that had to be made. For some of you, you said, you know what, I'm just so confused with the Seven of Cups energy. I just don't want to be involved into any relationship right now. I need to do a lot of healing. And maybe you were not really, you hadn't been into a dating pool for such a long time until you met this person, and this person kind of, whatever they did, out of immaturity, runner, avoidant type, it made you feel very disappointed. Now, in the present moment, however, something very beautiful is unfolding for you, Capricorn. Wheel of Fortune is one of the most positive and one of the most blissful and amazing cards in tarot. It means good fortune, new chapter unfolding for you. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Nine of Wands. Like I said, there's a lot of passion. Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. So you're moving on. Whatever pain, whatever situation, right, that you have been holding on to, just like the Four of Pentacles is holding on to the Pentacles and there is a Nine of Swords, you're moving on. You're finally saying, you know what, I'm not gonna hold on to this pain. I'm not gonna hold on to this resentment. I'm open for a brand new beginning. I'm open for new love. I'm open for, even if it's gonna be a recommitment with somebody that you know, or maybe even if it's the same person, but I'm not really feeling that right now. I feel like the most important thing here for you that's unfolding, Capricorn, is you finally letting go of this pain that you have been holding on to, this stress, okay, that's been really affecting you big time. Now, in the present moment on top of your reading, Capricorn, you have the Lovers on top of your reading. So the Lovers is clarified by the King of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Six of Swords, and there is the Three of Wands. So you may not know this, or you may feel this, but I feel like that there is an incomplete love. Okay, there is a cycle here. As you can see with the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Soldier, the King of Cups, right? There is a cycle that needs to close. There is a business that needs to finish. And I think that this has to do a lot with this person. I feel like you want to have some sort of a conversation or a closure over the fact that things maybe didn't work out in the past, and you want to see where things can go possibly, in order for you to really have that peace of mind and recalibration and move forward. I do strongly feel like here that this sudden, unexpected, avoidant ending that happened between you and this person has left a lot of question marks, and this is something that you were truly getting invested into. And for many of you in the present moment, you still hold a lot of love for this person. It's been very difficult to let go of this individual. And I think that on an emotional, deep emotional level, right? King of Cups, Nine of Wands, this is talking about feelings and emotions and a love story that also carries a lot of wounds with the Nine of Wands energy. And there is a chapter that needs to close with the Six of Swords. You're moving on, you're transitioning. And I think it's going to be the final stretch for you to have that conversation, which is showing up in the present moment with the Eight of Wands, in order for you to successfully move forward. Now, let's get into the Eight of Wands. Let's clarify the Eight of Wands for you. Clarified by the Six of Cups. There is a soul connection. Okay, like I said, anytime the Six of Cups appears, there's a soul connection, conversation, the Emperor, and then the Four of Wands. Wow. which is the card of marriage, okay? So there is going to be a conversation for many of you. Like I said, these are general readings, but the receipts are always there. There is a lot of success stories, and I want the same thing for you as well, dear Capricorn. There is going to be a conversation with the Eight of Wands, which is indicating something about having a straightforward with the King of Swords, right? Energy. A conversation with somebody in regards to the past, in regards to the past love. Six of Cups. There is a lot of nostalgia that's happening in the present moment. I don't know if it's you or the other person. There could be some sort of an age difference as well. Writing a text message, deleting it, thinking about the wording, thinking about how things may unfold. I just feel like that the best action, somebody here is gonna take action. There is an action-oriented energy here in the present moment that's taking place. It's gonna go from thinking to speaking, from thinking to executing, right? And you are somebody that you're an executor also, and this is gonna lead to some sort of happiness with the Four of Wands, because Four of Wands followed by the Ace of Swords. It's talking about the truth. 1616 on the timer. It's talking about stating the truth, saying out loud for what it is. So in the near future, Knight of Cups, there's going to be a lot of messages. There's going to be text messages going on back and forth between you and this person. And there is a very big decision that has to be made in terms of the Eight of Cups and the Hierophant walking away or committing, right? So the Knight of Cups is clarified by the Five of Swords, the World, and the High Priestess. Here is the thing. The argument and the conflict that has happened between you and this person, this is something that needs to be resolved. And no matter, Capricorn, how much this person runs away or goes away or vice versa, right? Even if we try to bury ourselves with something, the subconscious mind is there, the intuition is there. The signs, synchronicities, angel numbers are there, which are actually guiding us to make the decision, to have that final conversation, or even just to close up a chapter. Five of Swords is competition, and you can see there's three people into the image, right? This is not a one-person situation. There might have been other individuals involved into this scenery that actually has caused things to kind of end, but there is going to be a conversation. The Knight of Cups. Okay, this is about love. And what is love? Love is patient, love is gentle, love is forgiving. Love doesn't hold grudges, and this is where it's coming from. Now, Eight of Cups and the Hierophant. In the near future, it's clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. It's very difficult for either one of you to walk away from each other because there is a vision for family. There is vision for reunion, and that reunion is only going to be based on the truth. Ace of Swords is the truth, dear Capricorn. It talks about stating the truth, talking about what's on the mind, and really building a foundation. Ten of Pentacles, very luxurious family and lifestyle. It's talking about the trips, money, luggages, okay, luxury meals, and things like that. Family, home, mega house, mega business. And this is ultimately going to lead to a lot of commitment between you and this person. I do not see completely walking away and disconnecting from this person due to the fact that there is a possibility of something unfolding between you and this person. Now, I'll talk about this in a second. The Hierophant is clarified by the Four of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Sun. Capricorn, remember when I was also saying the Sun showed up earlier too, right? This is you, the Knight of Pentacles. Earth energy, stable, confident, not rushing into crazy things, not wanting to force things, but just standing still and observing. And I think that one of the biggest things that you have learned so far, dear Capricorn, is not to rush into connections, but to take it one step at a time. Okay, so in the near future, I feel like that there is going to be a lot of forgiveness and healing. This is the card of healing. This is the card of contemplation, not rushing into it and taking a pause. You have the Hermit here. There is some sort of truth that's going to be setting you free in order for you to really fully understand what are the pros and the cons if you were to commit to this person? How would this commitment be unfolding? How would you and this person build a home together? Because there is something about stability, business, investment that you have been thinking a lot about, okay? And you have the Fool at the bottom of the deck, which is talking about a brand new beginning, a fresh start, right? This is the first card in Major Arcana. Now, let's get some advice, dear Capricorn. And I'm also gonna pull a card, a prompt for your intimacy. It's a new deck, it's one prompt. So, Nine of Swords, the Chariot, and the Three of Swords. It's exactly what your story here is about, Capricorn. This is the story of moving on from this pain, moving on from this disappointment, transmuting and alchemizing this painful situation, and being able to look into the face of the pain and say, you know what? You didn't break me, you made me. And being able to really face that, because I see here you doing a lot of healing in the past. Look at the Chariot and the Four of Swords again in the recent past. This is something that is requiring on both ends to take full responsibility and accountability of looking into the face of the pain and saying, you know what, I'm gonna own this. We can move forward. This is a fast forward moving energy, right, Capricorn? Moving forward from the past, being able to transmute the pain, because the longer we linger into the past emotions and the feelings, just like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the more we are staying in that state of consciousness, and it's keeping us trapped. It's keeping us in this place of, the Nine of Swords energy, right? Kind of our hands tied down. So the advice for you here is having that audacity and this boldness to even challenge this person and have a conversation of how would you and this person be able to move forward, alchemizing this pain, because there is a cycle that is incomplete. Now, let's get, I'm not gonna do the red, I'm gonna choose one prompt, which you can share with me in the comments, okay, and I'll share mine with you as well. So I'm gonna choose from the green one. Okay, these are prompts for couples. What's the craziest thing you've ever done, and would you do it again? What's the craziest thing you've ever done, and would you do it again? You can let me know what is it for you, because I'm just very fresh. They just came from Hawaii. I think the craziest thing that I did was skydiving. Skydiving 10,000 feet above in a toy plane. But my instructor was a Capricorn. He was an Argentinian Capricorn. He was super professional. He had done over 15,000 jumps, in his lifetime. Top 0.001% of the world's best skydivers. So I think that was really crazy, honestly. And just all in all, this is what I had for you, dear Capricorn. Please share with me in the comments if you like. I hope that this really helped. And for those of you asking and wondering, my trip in Hawaii went amazing. I came back like yesterday. Oh my goodness. It was my birthday solo trip for myself, and I did a lot of nature activities, of course. Went to the beach, went to the waterfalls, went out to dinners with myself, and it was amazing. It was life-changing. I did zip lining, I get a massage, all kinds of activities. So it was great. Most importantly, the skydiving and the road to Hana, which I did by myself, and that was challenging, to be honest. Coming back was a little easier, but you know what? I'm son of a Capricorn and son of a Taurus. So might as well just do the goddamn thing. Okay, so dear Capricorn, thank you so much for being in here. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one.